once you sign in, now you can load your lab package from it. So you can download the lab environment from the description below. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to comment. Now in this video, I'm gonna show you the basic router security configuration. I'm so excited to show you how we can make secure for the router itself, how we can make secure, because nowadays like cybersecurity is so powerful, cybersecurity is so concerned of everyone. So in this video, I'm gonna show you about that. Before beginning, if you are new to my channel, please subscribe, like, and don't forget to share this video. So I will show you how you can encrypt your router, and you can see this here. We will go through each and every step on this part. I will put this lab section in description below so you can download from there. Okay, so what it says is connect R1 and R2 by their gigabit Ethernet 0/0 interface. You can click here. After that, you can click the copper straight through. You can see right here. Once you click here, and what it says is gigabit Ethernet 0, so 0/0, and we will do gigabit Ethernet 0/0. Okay, so now our one is done. After that, let's go to the number 2. Set the host name according to network diagram R1 and R2. So it's already there. It's R1 and R2. So if you click on it, you have to go CLI. All right. So if you do inner, you have to do enable first. Once you do enable, and you will go to the config mode, that is global mode, and you have to go config terminal, right? So you have to type the very beginning of the word and this autocomplete. To autocomplete that, we need to tab from your keyboard and hit enter. So we are in R1. We will do host name R1. So if you see right here, it is routed right now. We will, as soon as we hit enter, you will see R1 here. Okay, so we did that, which is good. Now we have to go to number R2. Again, same thing, hit enter, enable, autocomplete, config T, and host name R2. So R2, and you are done for 2. Now what it says is set the enable password on each router Cisco, right? So now what we can do here is it says enable. Remember, we put enable here. Enable. So once we hit enable, it will ask you to do password. So what we do here is, if you want to go back, you can type exit. So once it come back, you can do again enable, and you have to go to set the password for the router. You have to go config mode first. You can also type the config T, so it will automatically enter with the configuration command. So with this config terminal, you can do now here is enable password Cisco. So it says Cisco there, right? So that's done. Now what we are going to do is the same thing for the Cisco router 2, right? So we will do that first, and I will come here. I will do the same thing. Config T is already there. We are already in the configuration terminal. We can do enable password Cisco. So that is done. Now what we'll do here is view the password is running config encrypted. So okay, let's see that. So what we can do here is exit from here and do show running config. So running config is the configuration, whatever is running, so it will show that for you. So now you can see here the host name is R2 enable password Cisco. So we know that we put the password, so that is not secure, right? So that's why it says if the password is secure or encrypted. So there is other way we can encrypt the password. We'll do the same thing for R1 also. So exit from here and do show running config. So that's the same one. Now what we can do here is we are done for the 4, and what we are going to do here is enable password encryption on each router. Once we enable the password, what you can see here is if you do enable, it will ask you the password. Once you enable password, it will put you in the global config. So to save this, because if we reboot router or do same things, it will lose the config. So if let's do it that. So we haven't saved any config right now. Now let's reboot the router. You can go here physical, and there is a button right here. You can just power off. Once you power on again, it won't save anything because we set the password for the enable. After that, you won't do anything. It won't save anything. So let's do no here, and there's nothing. See? So that's why this is so important, that once you change anything, it is very important to save your configuration. So for that, I will show you how we can do it. Enable config T, and we will rename the router first. Enable password Cisco, and we have to do here is we can exit and WR. If you do WR, which is called write, so hit enter, and then we can do that too, or you can just WRIT, you can just do that too. Now once we reboot that router, it won't change anything. Let's reboot it. Okay, let's power on again and we will see. So hit enter, it will save the password and save the config, right? It saved the config, right? So what we do here is enable, and that will active password, which is cool, right? Okay, that is saved everything, but still, if we do show running config, we can see the Cisco password still. That's why it's so important that we can view that and then enable the encryption in each router. Okay, so let's do that. For that, you can just, if you want to go the existing one, you can just press Q from your keyboard. And now what we can do here is go to config mode again, config terminal, and what we'll do is service password encryption. So that will encrypt your password. All right, let's do again. So exit and do show running config. Now you can see here the password is encrypted. All right, we are done for the number 5, and view the password is running from the config is encrypted. So that's what we encrypt here. Now also what we can do here is number 7, disable password encryption is each router. Okay, so let's do on the router 1 first, and we will go to number 2. Number 7, what we can do here is go to config terminal again, and what we can do here is the same. We did earlier for the service password encryption, and we will do no service password encryption. So that will redo the config. Okay, so if every time if you do no, it will do the everything whatever you do. There's no, if you put the IP there, it will do no IP, we will create the IP. Okay, so that's the how we will do. View the password in running configuration is encrypted or not. So let's do one thing again. So do running config, but it's still encrypted. So that doesn't really mean that the password we did is encrypted, but if we do unencrypted, but it still is encrypted, right? So that doesn't make us any vulnerable. Okay, so thank you for watching this. I will see you in my next video.